The week-long gap between the deaths of Oscar-winning actor Gene Hackman and his wife, Betsy Arakawa, may simplify the process of settling the late actor's estimated $80 million estate, according to legal experts. Authorities in Santa Fe, New Mexico, released findings from their investigation into the couple's unusual deaths, shedding light on the circumstances surrounding their passing. On February 26, a caretaker discovered Hackman, 95, and Arakawa, 65, dead in different rooms of their residence. The investigation revealed that Arakawa had succumbed to a rare virus transmitted by rodents around February 11, while Hackman, who suffered from Alzheimer's disease, likely passed away due to heart disease on February 18. Arakawa was found in a bathroom alongside one of the couple's 3 dogs, which was deceased in its crate. The New Mexico Office of the Medical Investigator and the Santa Fe Sheriff's Office confirmed these findings, answering many of the lingering questions about the couple's deaths. The timeline of their passing may also influence the division of their assets, including their $3.8 million Santa Fe home and Hackman's considerable fortune. Under New Mexico law, if 2 individuals die within 120 hours of each other, their deaths are classified as simultaneous. This classification could have affected the distribution of their estates. However, authorities determined that Hackman lived for 7 days after his wife's passing, meaning the simultaneous death provision does not apply. Consequently, Hackman's estate may be distributed among his beneficiaries, excluding Arakawa. Kevin Holmes of the Holmes law firm explained that many states, including New Mexico, have a legal presumption that a person must survive another by at least 5 days to inherit their estate. While details of the couple's estate plans remain private, it is highly likely that Hackman and Arakawa had wills or trusts in place, given the actor's substantial wealth and access to legal counsel. Estate plans often specify survival periods that mirror state statutes. Married couples frequently bequeath their entire estate to one another. However, since Hackman outlived Arakawa, her estate may be settled separately from his. Given that Arakawa had no children, her beneficiaries remain unknown. Hackman, on the other hand, had 3 children, Christopher, Elizabeth, and Leslie, from his previous marriage to Faye Maltese. His estate is expected to be divided among them unless otherwise stated in his will. John Budiger, an attorney specializing in estate planning, noted that estate documents are private, making it unclear who Hackman and Arakawa designated as beneficiaries. While most individuals leave their assets to their spouses and children, others sometimes name caregivers, friends, or charitable organizations. The law allows you to distribute your assets as you wish, even to something as unconventional as a donkey sanctuary in Connecticut, Budiger explained. The date on which any legal documents were signed could be another critical factor in the estate's settlement. Hackman's battle with Alzheimer's disease raises the possibility of challenges to any recent updates to his will. If changes were made in the later stages of his life, especially if they favor non-family members, they could be subject to legal disputes. Additionally, any prenuptial or postnuptial agreements between Hackman and Arakawa could influence the estate's distribution. Family members and other potential beneficiaries also have up to 3 years under New Mexico law to file probate claims, which could further complicate the process. Hackman's daughters, Elizabeth and Leslie, along with his granddaughter Annie, expressed their sorrow in a public statement following his passing. He was loved and admired by millions around the world for his brilliant acting career, but to us, he was always just Dad and Grandpa, they wrote. Leslie added that while she had a close relationship with her father, they had not spoken for several months before his passing. Although authorities have ruled both deaths as natural and found no signs of trauma, Santa Fe Sheriff Adam Mendoza emphasized that the investigation remains open until all possible gaps are addressed. Law enforcement officials are reviewing cell phone records and awaiting the results of an autopsy on the couple's deceased dog. Detectives recovered 2 cell phones from the home, and officials hope to analyze them for any relevant information. Sheriff Mendoza noted that while there is confidence in the timeline established, investigators want to ensure that no crucial details have been overlooked. Hackman and Arakawa first met in the 1980s at a gym in California and later relocated to Santa Fe, where they married in 1991. They were active participants in the local art and culinary scenes but had become increasingly private in recent years as Hackman's health declined. Both were found collapsed on the floor with no visible injuries. Arakawa was discovered lying on her side in the bathroom, having fallen victim to hantavirus, a rare rodent-borne disease that is more prevalent in the western United States. The virus is typically transmitted through airborne exposure to infected rodent droppings or urine, often occurring when people clean storage areas where mice have been present. The illness starts with flu-like symptoms but can escalate to severe respiratory and cardiac failure, with a mortality rate between 38% and 50%. The couple's 12-year-old Australian Kelpie mix, Zinna, was also found dead in the bathroom, still inside a crate. Arakawa had picked up the dog from a veterinarian on February 9, which may explain why it remained in the crate. Sheriff Mendoza suggested that the dog might have perished from starvation after being left unattended for several days. The couple's 2 other dogs, Bear and Nikita, survived and were found roaming inside the house when authorities arrived. Hackman was found in the mudroom near the kitchen, with his cane and sunglasses nearby, suggesting he may have fallen before passing away. Despite early speculation that carbon monoxide poisoning could have been a factor, investigators ruled it out after finding no traces of the gas in their bodies. A former Marine known for his distinctive raspy voice, Hackman had a prolific career spanning more than 80 films. He rose to prominence in 1967 with his Oscar-nominated performance in Bonnie and Clyde. His accolades include an Academy Award for Best Actor in The French Connection, 1972, and an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor in Unforgiven, 1993. As authorities continue to piece together the final days of Hackman and Arakawa, legal experts anticipate further developments regarding the division of his substantial estate. Although the timeline established by investigators simplifies the estate's administration, various legal and personal factors could still influence its final settlement. Meanwhile, family, friends, and fans mourn the loss of a Hollywood legend and his devoted wife, remembering their contributions to the arts and their quiet life in Santa Fe. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more updates on celebrity deaths and news updates.